Then we wrap up the episode yesterday, and the internet explodes because the ATF in the Tyler Robinson case cannot connect the gun to him. Oh, okay, interesting. What does it all mean? You have a bunch of people racing. Ooh, could you imagine the PR cash they are spending right now? Racing to tell you this is a big nothing burger. Who cares if we can't connect the gun to the bullet fragment? Okay, we care. I care because we were right.
Might be fit.
Good morning, Owasso. This is the Twins with Owasso Live, and this is the Morning Loop. Yep, we started off to talk about this. We wanted to talk about this when we saw that it happened immediately, but there's just so much information coming out about it and being debunked like right there on the spot. It was actually kind of ridiculous. But as you saw from this, the Daily Mail posted an article. If you want to pull the Daily Mail's article up just real quick. Daily Mail posted this article a few days ago. Corey, you can tell me the exact date when it pulls up. And you need to switch to the solos, but you're good.
Yeah, you bet. Let's do switch to solo and transition.
There you go. Beautiful.
Go away.
So what's
I'm
the
not
date
seeing
on
the
that?
date.
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh,
April
April
1st. So it
1st,
came
yeah.
out April 1st.
April Fools.
Yeah, you need to switch to you. But yeah, talk about the biggest April Fool's joke. This article's headline is the biggest April Fool's joke in the world. Bullet used to kill Charlie Kirk did not match rifle allegedly used by suspect Tyler Robinson in new court filing claims, which that is not true. If you go down and read at the very last portion of this article, it straight up says that the FBI's the bullet fragment that was recovered was inconclusive because of how fragmented the bullet was. Which again, I wish I had brought. I was even thought about bringing a bullet, but just remember, it's like everyone sees a bullet and thinks that they're huge. Bullets are actually relatively tiny. The cartridge is the part that you see, and all that's loaded with gunpowder. So the brass that gets ejected from the rifle is the biggest part of the bullet, and that's where all the gunpowder is stored that launches the actual bullet. Which the bullet is just the little tip part of the cartridge. So again, it's tiny. It is tiny, and if it hits anything, they'll just break apart into many pieces. I mean, that's the whole point of your bulletproof vest. Your bulletproof vest, the reason why you see those people who have the bulletproof vest that have the neck guards at the top of them, that's to prevent the fragmentation from coming up and hitting underneath your chin while you're in combat.
Yes.
Because that stuff will get lodged. It won't kill you, but it'll get lodged up in underneath your chin and neck. And it doesn't feel good. That's for damn sure.
No.
But I mean, that's the thing is like the bullet, as soon as the bullet hits anything hard, it's going to fragment.
Yes.
So again, we'll go ahead and get into this, but we don't even have to read this article because this article is all nonsense. And like, as we just found out here recently, guess what? Candace Owens' husband is best friends with the owner of the Daily Mail, which this just tells me and my brother here that this is literally Candace Owens and her husband, who feel slighted by Turning Point USA, that Turning Point USA didn't just gift them the keys to Turning Point USA. Like, oh, we're the most qualified to take over because I'm Candace Owens. I'm the most popular internet personality or conservative influencer personality, and my husband is the president of the UK chapter of Turning Point. So Erica Kirk should have just turned over the reins to us.
Yep.
That is literally what this is. It's nothing but pure jealousy.
Yep.
So go. I mean, what were you going to say?
They want
about
the
it?
keys to the castle.
Yeah,
They want the keys to the
100%.
castle. And she's going on a scorched earth campaign to basically just sell lies and make as much money as possible. I mean, this is a perverse relationship she has with her husband. Like, again, it's like they are media moguls. Like, they're going to set the narrative. They're going to set what talks about. And like, again, the fact that his dad's a lord, is a big wig. Sold Enron to whatever American company took over Enron.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
I mean, think about that. Absolutely. Again, people, lords, dukes, and people of nobility or that are come from like nobility and royalty or whatever you want to call it in the UK, they do not marry people for love. They marry people for political posturing. And he saw that Candace Owens was a good person that was politically popular that he could use to his advantage. And they're using each other.
To further his career, to further his goals.
It's not even a marriage of convenience. It's a marriage of, we can use each other to make money. and get famous and be popular. That's literally what this is. It's a sick, twisted type of relationship, y'all.
Yeah.
It's very sickening. But that's what I have. I mean, pull up the X stuff, Corey, of the Phoenix Ammunition, like debunking Candace Owens in real time.
This right here?
Yeah, right there. So check this out. This is the actual reporting from the FBI's, like, what do you call it? The FBI's, like, findings.
Yeah.
And it does not say that the bullet doesn't match. It says that the bullet fragment was so small
It can't
be matched because, again, the idea that, I mean, it's from Batman, which you have it pulled up, which we'll talk about here in a second.
There's so many misconceptions about, like, I mean, like, everyone's like going, oh, well, it's like that. It's like Seth Rogen from Superbad. You know, it's like, I assumed every crime scene would have cum everywhere. You know what I mean? It's
yes.
like, there's going to be DNA. We'll be able to track the killers left and right. That's not how it works. Again,
yeah.
Hollywood has given this idea. I mean, again, there's a reason, like that scene from Batman, where it's like, I guess, are you going to try to get broken fragments off of a bullet lodged into a wall?
Yeah.
No. Well, fingerprints. And you're like, that's why that's superhero fantasy nonsense.
Exactly.
You know?
And well, here's the other portion too, is like, again, it's like what you're just talking about with the Seth Rogen thing. Like, I thought everybody was stored in a database. Like, everybody in America, or at least everybody in the world, was stored in like a DNA digital database. It's like the same thing with fingerprints, because we used to do those. Remember, we used to do those fingerprinting things for when our dad was heavily involved in that stuff with the sheriff's office. Again, and everyone's like, how come we can't find these children? Like I said, here's the thing. If a child hasn't been fingerprinted, we're not going to be able to identify them. That's the thing. Is like, if you find a kid that's never been fingerprinted and then you fingerprint them, it goes, well, we still don't know who this kid is.
Yeah, well, and imagine me. Let's say we do the Seth Rogen thing. Like, I go and I commit a crime and I ejaculate on the crime scene, right? Like, they're just like, this is just some random guy's sperm.
Yeah,
he's never committed a crime before. We have no idea who this is.
Exactly.
You know, it's like, but again, if I committed the same crime again, it'd be like, okay, this is the same DNA from the previous person.
We found this DNA at 2 crime scenes. Therefore, there must be a link. And it's the same thing that we're talking about with the weapons. Like, they're talking about how that you can link the weapon to the bullet. Like, no, the only thing you can do is you can say, oh, this we can match the bullet fragment or the bullet casing that was lodged inside the victim to the to the gun that we found at the scene. They're both the same caliber. It's only going to be able to tell you the same caliber. Like, I'll give you a scenario where it would be odd. We're like, okay, let's say this. A person is murdered, and they find a weapon at the scene that's a 9mm, but the weapon that was the bullet that they find inside the person that was dead at the scene was a .45 caliber. They're going to go, okay, well, this wasn't the murder weapon, but there's a weapon here. So, again, they go, obviously, this weapon doesn't match the, and then someone would know that, okay, so something fishy is going on here.
I think the misconception is really going to come down to, it's like, there are, more AR-15s in this country than there are people, right? Like, everyone's like, we can figure out which specific AR-15 fired that specific round. No, you can't. The only thing the police can tell us, an AR-15 fired this round. That's all they know. It could be any of the millions of AR-15s. We just know that the murder weapon was an AR-15. Like, we can't match the bullet to the specific gun. Now, maybe they can do some velocity checks and be like, okay, it had to be a shot from a 16-inch barrel instead of a 14-inch barrel. That's about it. But you'd have to do tissue. You have to study the tissue damage on the body to figure out that, not the fragment of the bullet itself. So, again, it's just insane. The misconceptions about bullets and crime scene data gathering. It's insane. What are you doing?
Oh, sorry. I was looking because everyone's talking about, like, bullet ricochets. I was trying to find that interview with that lady from Waco, because I meant to bring that up, but I forgot once we got to the gym and we ran back home. But I was going to try to find that thing, because remember the lady that got shot at Waco, and the bullet, like, went in like her shoulder, traveled down her arm and came out her finger, and everyone's like, bullets don't just do random things. Like, I was trying to find that, because that lady got a ricochet that came.
Well, bullets do that. Remember? Okay. Does anybody remember that famous scene from Black Hawk Down where Grimes is walking with that Delta operator that William Fichtner's playing, and he goes, "Hey, Grimes, stay away from the walls." Now, the reason he said stay away from the walls wasn't because an RPG got fired next to the wall and the wall exploded out next to him. That's not why.
Yeah.
In the actual book, when the bullets would hit the walls, they would travel down the walls and then jet back outside of the walls because of the way the buildings were built. They're like, yeah, we can't. It's really weird how the bullets travel through these walls in Somalia. Like, they'll just randomly pop back out and hit you again. That's where, like, stay away from the walls.
Yeah, I mean, that's why shooting ranges are still technically dangerous places. Like, most gun ranges nowadays won't do the metal targets for shooting ranges, which we love because we have our own metal targets when you hit them, because you like to hear that ping. You like to hear that ping when it hits, and it gives you an audio representation that you've actually hit your target. But again, it's dangerous because we have had strange ricochets happen from shooting at those things. You'll just hear it. You'll hear it go. You'll hit it go, and then it'll go. Pew!
Yep.
And you're like, and you just literally start looking at where'd that go?
Yeah.
And it scares you, and like you understand why shooting ranges is like we're not doing those anymore. Too many people get injured, or there's too much liability.
Let's jump into reading this real quick.
Oh yeah, go right ahead.
Here's what. Okay, so from Phoenix Ammunition, this is an ammo sales company. It's run by former Army, actually former insurance dude, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Anyway, if you think a bullet jacket fragment is enough to positively identify or rule out a particular firearm used in a shooting, you are announcing to the world that you're incredibly low IQ and that you received all of your educations on ballistic science by watching reruns of CSI Las Vegas. But it's exactly what I'd expect from people who also watch Candace Owens. It's a daytime podcast aimed at the same type of audience. And here's the actual tweet from the FBI, or the what do you call it? The findings from the FBI, one of the documents. Second, underlying motion and the evidence it is discussed believed by any argument that public access would lead to a bias and a tainting of the jury pool. The underlying motion discusses and attaches a four-page ATF report on a comparison between the bullet jacket fragment recovered during an autopsy of Charlie Kirk and the rifle recovered by law enforcement. The result of the comparison was inconclusive. Defense counsel does not explain how the evidence could taint or bias the jury pool. Instead, the defense argues the evidence is expulsory, which means that what the defense will say is they can't use that bullet fragment. Like, they'll say this is a smoking gun for them. They're like, see, the bullet they can't match the bullet to the rifle. But that's what a smart defense would do.
Yes.
They're like, see, we don't know who shot it. Could have been somebody else, but again, that's the only course of action the defense has in this case. They have to be like, somebody else could have done it. That's all they can do. That's what a good lawyer would do. But it doesn't mean that the rifle that fired that weapon is it. Again, Candace Owens being like, it's not the rifle. Free this tranny shooter. It's like, that's not what they're saying. They're saying the bullet fragment was so small and so fractured that they can't be like, we can't actually piece the bullet back together. Period. So again, it's just dumb people who don't understand firearms making claims. A dumb woman making a dumb claim.
And again, if there's anybody that's going to know more than anything about firearms, it is bullet bullet makers, because they shoot their ammunition regularly. Like he's gone now. He was one of my favorite sergeants that I had. I won't say his name just to keep him safe, but I'm telling you, he was my favorite sergeant, and he was the best sergeant at training people how to shoot, because he works at an ammo place, and they work on polymer ammo. And he shoots regularly. So that's what he said. He goes, that's what I joked about him too. I was like, so basically, like, when you come to the shooting range, you are like, God, this is my job. I hate doing this. And he's like, yeah, unfortunately, I shoot so much. Like, this is like a chore to me, and I hate it. And but yeah, he shoots that often. And he goes, and they work with this ammunition, so they know what they're talking about when it comes to this. If you work at an ammunitions place, you know everything about that. And these guys at Phoenix Ammunition were just roasting Candace Owens. And I know, of course, she doesn't care.
Yeah, no.
But again, these guys
she's
are
making
roasting
content.
her.
She doesn't care. Again, should she come out and apologize and be like, I was wrong? No, she's not, because she's a woman.
Yeah.
She's going to be like, no. It doesn't mean I'm wrong. I could still be right. It was inconclusive. So, again, no, absolutely zero self-awareness, zero care. She is just selling you a narrative.
Correct.
And anybody who follows, there are people on my side. There are people that I know, people who I consider smart conservatives, being like, yeah, Candace Owens was right. And you're just like, Oh my God! How do you think that? How could you possibly come to that conclusion? But no. Let's read this next tweet they put out. There are actually serious people who think Exhibit A is impossible, and Exhibit B is totally reasonable, grounded scenario based on on facts and logic. I'm not sure this is a fixable situation. It used to be the only way to get you got fooled by stuff was like QAnon was by degrading through the vast swamp of the internet at 3 a.m. Now it's front and center, the most popular social media platform getting eaten up by everyone with a sub 90 IQ. That's a lot of effing people. I came back from CPAC incredibly backpilled after seeing the gears of the machine running this country with my own 2 eyes, and unfortunately, I feel even worse now. Wild stuff. Charlie Kirk wasn't shot with a bullet accidentally, decapitated with a piece of shrapnel from a miniature explosive on the side of his microphone. My gosh. The explosive was supposed to blow out his chest and make a 30-06 by the patsy. Tyler Robinson, a no-brainer. Explanation, an open and shut case, but it malfunctioned and hit his neck. This is why the security immediately rushed to remove the devices involved, and security camera from behind Charlie Kirk was removed. They literally stole his body. Netanyahu immediately claimed it wasn't Israel, and it took so long for the FBI to locate his killer, and the entire narrative was so obvious. Again, this is Candace Owens' posts.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous.
100%.
G, and then here's another post from.
Yeah, this is what we talked about with who his ties are. Here are the ties to Candace Owens' husband and the Daily Mail. So this is important.
Gee, I wonder why the Daily Mail would only the only publication to choose to such an intentionally provocative headline. It's not like Candace Owens' husband and the son of the owner on the Daily Mail hang out or anything. I'm sure it's all just a coincidence, right? And again, here they're underlying the owner of the Daily Mail and George Farmer are a member of the House of London. They're well acquainted and friends. So again, what we talked about earlier, they are associates, so they. Do you think that their husband goes, yeah, you should totally put this out, and my wife will basically skyrocket this article's popularity. It'll get you more clicks, more views. It's going to be great. Again, this Charlie Kirk, this is like Charlie Kirk's trial is like the OJ trial. It's like,
yes,
it's like in the public zeitgeist. It's like the
which,
most important thing that's happening.
That was
in the
whole point. Is like Erica Kirk and everybody else, Switch, by the way, wanted to not make this a spectacle. Even the guy that they interviewed, his security detail guy was like, yeah, I didn't want this to turn into like a JFK thing, and that's exactly what's happening right now. So check out the interview with that he's on Sean Ryan's right here, and this is just a little short that they have because it's just talking about like, yeah, dude, the reason why there was no exit wound is because it hit his spine. Remember, the shooter was from an elevated position, angled down. So again, it doesn't always going to go straight through. And like I said, it hit his spine and it went angled down and went down and started hitting every single one of his spine on the way down.
Arc.
Yes.
When you shoot, if you're aiming straight, the bullet goes like this. So excuse me, let me switch
to you.
So the bullet goes like this. It goes. So here's the tip of the barrel. Bullet. You go. It's not just gonna go straight line like in a video game. Not a straight line. It's gonna go up. And then it's going to arc down. So it has an upwards trajectory, and then it's slowly going to rainbow its way down until it eventually, unless you hit your target, what you're aiming at, it's going to hit your target, but it's slowly going to just go down, 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 down like a little rainbow. Like you're shooting a water hose. Like the water hose will go straight if you have it on strong enough, then it's slowly just going to go, yoop, like a pea stream.
Yeah.
Like a man pea stream.
Yep.
But yeah.
100%.
Check this out real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
A lot of rumors going around about there was no autopsy.
There was, and I can speak to that. I was like, we're not going to turn this into some JFK. I specifically asked one of the doctors, I said, how long until we can get an autopsy? And I remember her saying a day and a half. I was like, man, that's a long time. We need to get this autopsy done so that there's not some conspiracy. I was standing next to the chief of staff and the vice president called, and the vice president asked him, what do you need? And I said, we need an autopsy now. So for these people that are saying there wasn't one done, get the report. When it comes out, it was done. There has been statements regarding the bullet and the travel. There wasn't an exit wound. I was checking for that in the ride.
I mean, if the bullet hit any bone at all, there is no bullet. It's just fragmentation.
The bullet came in, tore up everything in the wound cavity, hit the vertebra, crushed it, shattered it, turned, crushed the second one, and then hit, I think, 6, and then fragged.
There's been a lot of rumors going around about...
Again, people who just think that they understand how bullets work, just making claims. I mean, a woman, Candace Owens, who knows nothing about firearms, I mean, other than gang culture crap, I imagine. Again, just making claims, being like, bullets don't just do that. Bullets don't just do, we know better. It's just like the same as Nick Shirley can't just go to Brazil and interview a gang person. Like, it's just not possible.
Yes, that's exactly. We have that pulled up too. It's just like, this is just showing you that Candace Owens is literally just doing click rage content, is clickbait rage content. We have that thing. So she's attacking. I mean, she's been attacking Turning Point USA folks for forever now. And then she, like I said, that's when we started. We severed all ties. Like, she had the last little bit of my sympathy gone after she attacked Nick Shirley for going out and doing interviews, because he's getting to be more popular than she is. It's literally jealousy is all this is. But here is the reason why people think that, the bullet fragment things, this is where all these myths come from. It comes from Hollywood.
This is where Candace Owens' gun philosophy is coming from, right here.
Yeah, exactly. This comes from Hollywood, the make-believe Hollywood that's just like, hey guys, this is how ballistics and forensics work. Just like, no, it's not.
Yeah, let's watch this real quick.
How have you done?
I need 10 minutes with the scene before your men contaminated.
Us contaminated? It's because of you these guys are dead in the first...
That's Brooke underneath. Gonna take ballistics off a shattered bullet?
No. Fingerprints.
Fingerprints. Yeah, right, man. And here's the other half of that right here. We'll check this out real quick.
Well, here's the other thing too. It's like the fingerprints would be on the cartridge, not the shell, or not the actual like bullet itself. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. This might be one of the dumbest scenes in all of
so when you go back and
history.
retrospectively watch it, you're like, wow, this scene really is retarded.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you made it loud enough, sir.
And right here too, like, each bullet could have done something drastically different based on the age of the brick and the density of the brick. Like, you have to have...
Well, not to mention that is get to the whole point of that didn't fire from the same thing. He shot those bullets out of a Gatling gun, basically, and odds are they had a handgun. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
And that's the whole point of, like, ballistics. The ballistics matching a weapon is you can only match the caliber. The bullet came out of this caliber of weapon. That's the only thing ballistics can do.
Well, and again, it's also assuming something else too. So how I was just talking about the brick in that scene. It's like going, each thing of brick could be less dense. Like, one brick could be more dense, one brick could be less dense. And you have to have how would you get identical pieces of brick to the one that was shot in that scene? 2, how would you get identical bullet loads? Like, even if a machine creates the exact same, like, you can't, like, one could have 0.5 more gunpowder. One could have 0.5 less powder, which is going to change how the bullet hits.
Exactly.
Or how it's fired out of their weapon. Again, there could be more carbon buildup inside the pistol every time you fire it. It's going to get slower.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like, I mean, people just don't get it.
I just read this on Google, and it says that, we asked is ammo corrosive? And it says, yes, older ammo made in the United States and anything you get from China, Russia, and pretty much any European nation is corrosive, or they have the capability of becoming corrosive. It says most new North America type ammunition is non-corrosive built now. So we don't even know what type of ammunition he used. Did he buy the cheap stuff, or did he go buy the new stuff? We don't know. And that's another thing that we don't know.
Absolutely.
But that's just getting into the nitty gritty of all the little details of ballistics.
How long was he took this rifle from his grandpa, right? So how old was the ammo that he used? Again, that's another factor that people who don't know anything, it's like, how long was the ammo in storage? Is the ammo over 30 years old? If it's his grandpa's rifle, it very well could be. It was a hunting rifle that was an antique that was barely used. The ammo could be old and corrosive. So again, that could be another factor in why the bullets did what it did, because the ammo was old, not used. The rifle could have not been cleaned very well. It could have slowed the bullet's trajectory down. It could have had some carbon buildup in it. I don't know. There's a million factors that go into it. And everyone, again, Candace Owens, ballistics expert.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. And getting back to it, it's like there's even primer strikes where like there's not enough, when the bullet hits the little primer and it doesn't happen. I mean, that happens all the time. How many times have you shot one that you got as a reload and the primer strike doesn't do anything? And
Remember
you're just like,
when we got our concealed and carry licenses, when we were shooting those little 22s to get our concealed and carry licenses, hang fires.
Yeah.
Those are the scariest moments of my life.
There's a hang
shooting
fire.
Those hang fires.
Yeah.
Like it's a bullet. When you shoot it and like the gun doesn't go off and you're just sitting there holding the gun, the bullet hasn't shot yet. And then like 5 seconds later, you're just like, it's the scariest thing in the world.
Yeah. It's because it's a gun that gets used regularly and the ammunition is old and it doesn't just shoot right away. Yeah, it's a scary thing. And they'll tell you, it's like, that's where most people who accidentally shoot themselves incidents comes from. They'll shoot, nothing happens, and then they go to look into the barrel of the gun and they shoot themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. It's scary because every bone in my body wanted to do this. Like, why the hell isn't this thing working? Like, I had to every bone in my body was like, I need to figure out why this thing's not shooting.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, it takes a trained shooter to be like, no, I'm not going to do that.
You don't. And like the only thing you would do is you wait a second and then you
just keep waiting.
You rack it
again. Yeah.
And then you go
anyway,
again.
we're watch a couple of these. So here's Tim Poole talking about. Okay, now I'm totally convinced Candace Owens is an op.
Yep.
First, why go after Nick Shirley at all? More importantly, why discredit his work, implying he's fake news coverage? This is wild. So again, this is her. She's just attacking everybody. She's just going after the world.
Any conservative. Yeah. I said for people who say that she's a conservative, she's attacking every single conservative organization that she's ever worked for. She is literally a person who, as soon as she goes to work somewhere and she gets fired or not asked back, she burns every bridge with them.
And again, she's too lazy to go out and do the work, so she's going to discredit people who are actually willing to go out and do the hard work. Why is, again, she's just jealous that Nick Shirley's more popular than she is now. Like, how is Nick Shirley getting 26 million views and I'm only getting 1 million views? This is literally just an angry black woman.
I'm not even going to tell you why I don't believe it. It's like if you don't know that that's stupid, that he infiltrated the gang in 48 hours. It's just, that's so dumb. I'm so tired of dumb. That's not how that works, okay? You don't just go up to gangs on the street as a nice-looking white boy with a camera and say, hey, I just wanted to sort of see what you're doing here. What's going on? Okay, just stop. That's stupid. Of course, that's dumb. I'm sorry, Nick. I know you're young. I hope, whoever is your contact that has you.
I mean, again, that's an ad hominem right there. Going after, you're young. It's like, I don't know, maybe, Candace, why don't you try going to effing Brazil and meeting a gang? I bet you find out it's a lot easier than you think it is. Because, again, you're just a random foreigner in their country. You're not going to affect them in any way.
Yep.
Your reporting only brings them more attention, which is good for them. It'll probably bring more popularity to their specific gang.
Yep. 100%.
Infiltrating Antifa and infiltrating El Salvador at the age of 23 years old. It just feels like Sean Penn young to me.
Happened to find myself on top of Brazil's largest favela in a destroyed house interviewing gang members of one of the largest gangs in Brazil.
Okay, I'm just going to say I don't believe that at all.
Again,
imagine that. Candace Owens doesn't believe that somebody is a better, podcaster, interviewer, whatever than her. Investigative journalist.
What are you doing?
Yeah. Oh, let's check this one out. What's this one?
I don't remember off the top of my head.
They're going to smear and they're going to attack and they're going to threaten Joe Kent. Here are some of the immediate responses that are already floating online, okay? You have Lindsey Graham, who is so blackmailed it hurts. He wrote, the resignation of Joe Kent as the director of National Counterterrorism Center could not have come at a better time. What? In his statement explaining why he's resigning in protest, Mr. Kent is echoing the Democratic...
We don't have to watch all this, but scoot over. Let me see the rest of that real quick.
Radical isolationist.
Keep going. What was the...
And here's a tweet from Taylor Budewick, who was the former deputy White House chief, who called him a
this
crazy...
was basically pointing out is if Candace Owens is on your side, you're probably not in a good position. Because right here is everyone's like, Joe Kent's not a leaker. But here's the thing. Joe Kent may not be a leaker himself, but Joe Kent tells people to leak information. So I think that's how he gets away with it. Because right here, this Turning Point person... blows the lid on so this is probably where the rumors of Joe Kent as a leaker came from. So check this out. This is the guy that runs Turning Point now, I believe.
Okay.
You doing?
I was better a few minutes ago, Andrew.
And we will get into that in just a second. So Moments ago, a new report from journalist Michael Schellenberger dropped. As you know, yesterday we covered the backstory, but what really happened with the screen grabs, the notorious screen grabs now, and I revealed to this audience that I did, in fact, share that screen grab with Joe Kent, and Joe suggested that I leak that publicly. I declined. I went back through our messages, and he suggested I do so twice. I declined. Obviously, those were private messages. I wanted to keep them private for Charlie's sake. I thought it was honoring my friend. Anyways, so this new report comes out from Schellenberger, and it says, as you see on your screen, that Joe Kent says he's willing to testify at the trial of Tyler Robinson. So this is obviously a huge bombshell and escalates everything to a much bigger level. I have reached out to Michael Schellenberger, and he has agreed to come on the show.
If I could pause it for a second. The reason that he agreed to testify is to obfuscate off of the stuff he probably didn't do while he was in office and to take the blame off of being a leaker. Like, what stuff was you leaking? Well, the important thing that you need to know is that I have information that could lead to the arrest of the real Charlie Kirk killer. We were told not to investigate. So who told you not? Again, this is what Nick Fuentes was talking about. Who told you not to investigate? You're the guy. You're the one in charge of this department. Who's telling you what to do? Like, no one should tell you what to do unless it's President Trump himself.
Yeah.
So I don't get it.
The only two people that could stop him from doing his type of work would be Pam Bondi. What's her name? What's her name? Tulsi Gabbard or Kash Patel.
Yeah.
Those are the only three people that would be above him that would be able to tell him to stop.
Yeah.
And again, another point of this is, like, if it's an active investigation or, like, since it's in trial right now, you know, maybe they don't want them, like, digging into stuff while the trial's going on. But still, it's like, hey, you're the top dog here, dude. Like, nobody tells you not to do whatever you don't want to do. So obviously, you know, but maybe that's just his military mindset of like, oh, I've been ordered not to do something. I guess I won't do it.
Yeah, no.
Like,
yeah, you're not in the military anymore, dude. Like, you're the guy. Like, again, people, this is why, like, the only leakers that matter are the ones who's, like, lose their jobs because they leak. Like, the people who are, like, working at, like, American Airlines and go, these airplanes aren't safe, and I have documentation as to why. And then they fire them and say, you're never allowed to work in the aviation again. Those people are heroes. Joe Kent doing this is just a sideshow. It's political theater.
Yeah.
To distract from the stuff that, again, he didn't do.
Yeah. And again, so he says that he's not a leaker. But again, if he tells other people to leak information and he doesn't personally do it himself, doesn't that make him not a leaker? I mean,
a party to the leaker.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the leaky.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not the leaker, but I advocate people to leak information. Yeah. So again, we're playing word games now. So he is a leaker. So let's keep going.
Today, he interviewed Joe Kent for this report. So these are Joe Kent's own words. Michael Schellenberger will be joining us at 1:30 Eastern, so set your clocks and please tune in then. It's going to be an important conversation. Blake, how you doing?
I was better a few minutes.
Yeah, but there you go. It's like they've literally like debunked all the stuff, that Candace Owens like was putting out right there on the spot. It's like, hey, guys, the information that he has is stuff that I shared with him. He doesn't have anything new, and this stuff wasn't groundbreaking to the case of like, oh, look, here's what really happened, you know?
Yep.
It was private messages, and I guarantee you I know what private messages is. Like, hey, you know, the Israeli lobby or AIPAC is giving me
a hard
problems.
time.
Yeah, it's like, boo-hoo.
Yeah, he was like, I hate these Israeli donors who think they can bully me and tell me what to do. It's like, hate not meaning like, I hate the Jews now. It's like, I hate the way that they're going about it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's what he's talking about. I hate these people who think that they can tell me what to do. It's like, we're donating to your corporation, therefore you're obligated to do what we want. And he's like, again, it's like Charlie Kirk was pulling it on Trump. I don't need your money. I don't need your money.
Yeah.
You know, go away.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and then speaking of people constantly change, again, you are allowed to grow and change your opinion, but it's like, it's like she forgot what she was talking about literally a year ago.
Not even a year. Oh, yeah, it is a year, yeah.
So check this out.
Too fragmented to match Tyler's rifle.
Going to restart here in a second.
Now, regarding the bullets, The source says that it was too fragmented to match Tyler's rifle. Now, regarding the bullets,
boom.
If it had remained intact and was positively matched, she'd be saying it was planted.
Yep.
Meanwhile, her team of simps and fellow clout chasers circle around like baby birds waiting to be fed by their mommy. It would be funny if it wasn't so immediately transparent and utterly pathetic. Who did that?
It's Phoenix Ammunition.
It's Phoenix Ammunition.
All the ones are from, I told you, Phoenix Ammunition was roasting this girl in real time, bro.
Yeah.
These guys are great.
Yeah.
Like,
Again,
absolutely great.
Who's this? Paramount Tactical.
Oh yeah, this is one. This isn't
Milton.
them, but yeah, they doing too. Like a bunch of like tactical and like bullet or weapons people are all talking about.
The bullet
this.
does not match. That's a lie. Does not match an inconclusive result, which is what the ATF report states, are not the same. I called it days after the event. Frangible or varmint round easily.
Fermented, yeah.
Fermented round explains the lack of exit wound. A highly fragmented bullet like that would also be nearly impossible to match the back to the specific weapon using conventional tool mark identification. Candace herself confirmed this on December 17th. Just like the surface of another clip from September 25th episode saying the exact same thing. The new Daily Mail piece adds nothing substantive, just another dishonest clickbait headline. Again, and that's where we're at in this world. It's like, again, it's all about clickbait. It's all about what generates the most views. And again, now all the people who click it don't, like, you saw that article. Me and Chad scrolled. It was like a pretty good lengthy article. Mm-hmm. Like, most people are not going to sit there and read to the end. You know, if you read to the end, you'd be like, oh, by the way, this whole article, the last two sentences would be like, this entire article was bullshit.
Yeah. Like, that's the problem. And the media realize this, is most average people don't have enough time in the day to read the article. Mm-hmm. So they read the headline, they go, oh, that's all I need. I have the information I need. Whereas if you read the headline and then you actually read the article all the way to the end, you realize the headline or the title of this piece contradicts what the actual article says. Yep. And if you actually read like the Daily Wire, or not the Daily Wire, the Daily Mail's piece all the way through, you find out like, oh, the defense was just saying, hey, we want to file a claim to have this dropped because it doesn't match. There's no way to match the bullet.
Let me give you an example. It'd be like, Trump farts on the Pope. You know, it's like, and like you read again, this is not a real headline, but it's like Trump farts on the Pope, and then they go, Trump had a meeting with the Pope the other day, and the meeting seemed to be very productive. Blah 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 blah. They talked about this, they talked about that, and he goes, and then the very bottom article will say, there was a foul smell in the room. No one could figure out where it was coming from, but sources say Trump let one go. You know what I mean?
No, that's funny you say that, but that's literally what they talked about with Biden. Like, did Biden crap his pants when he met the Pope?
Yeah.
So that's very funny. Yeah. No, that's good. That is a good point. And that's exactly what we're talking. And again, this is what we talk about. It's not what the media does tell you that you need to be worried about. It's what the media is actively keeping out or keeping from you, these pieces. And again, they didn't even keep it out. Like, it's just at the very bottom of the freaking article.
Yep.
And again, of course, the defense for the victim or for the perpetrator is going to be like, yeah, we would like to have this piece of evidence thrown out.
Yep.
Okay, but this is the only weapon that was found at the scene.
Yep.
So, weapon, bullet.
The prosecutor will have a bullet expert come in and be like, yes, despite what the defense team would say, that it's inconclusive, that doesn't mean that the bullet, you know, like that's what they'll have. They'll have an expert come in, and then the defense will have their own bullet expert going, yeah, there's just no way, you know, like it's inconclusive means that you just can't. If the glove does not fit, you must acquit.
Yeah,
you know
so that was Candace's video's title was if the bullet does not, you know, it must acquit. Yeah, you're just like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, again, the most provocative title that you could ever imagine from Candace Owens. What an evil witch.
Yeah, but that's the point of nowadays media. It's get the thing that's going to get you clicks. Don't tell the truth. Don't, you know, I mean, that's the thing. We make like headlines that are very, like, I would say, you know, attention grabbing, like in our titles, but we don't lie in our things. Like, you know, like some of our ones like, did Candace Owens like blank or whatever.
That's not true. I lie in our shorts sometimes. Like when I create the shorts, it's really more of a science experiment. I'm seeing if I do like if I do a pro left-wing title, but
Yeah.
it's actually disproving the point of that, like in the video, like I just do it to see if I can get more traction on them. But as a science experiment.
It's true, like I said, but one of our top-rated videos is our Trump did Trump crap his pants one.
Yes.
And we know that it was left-wing people clicking on it to watch it at the beginning because the average watch time was about 30 to 40 seconds, about 30 seconds to a minute. And as soon as they realized that, oh, these guys aren't saying that Trump crapped his pants or agreeing with it, they're actually saying the opposite, they immediately turn off the video.
Yes.
Just like because it was a bunch of left-wingers that were looking to be like, oh, these people agree with us that Trump is a loser and crapped his pants. Let's watch this. And the moment that we're like, oh, no, Trump didn't crap his pants, there's no evidence.
The comments be bootlickers.
Exactly. But yeah, keep going. What do you got here,
Yeah, we'll find out. I don't know what this is.
What I was told is that what the surgeon communicated very clearly to Andrew, and yes, it is absolutely true that the surgeon, Dr. Lee Trotter, hunts, so he does have experience with bullets. What he communicated is that it was likely a frangible bullet that was used. Now, for those of you who don't hunt, maybe don't shoot, and you're not familiar with that term, frangible, like what's a frangible bullet? That refers to a specialized ammunition that is designed to disintegrate into powder upon impact with a hard surface. So it essentially reduces the risk of a ricochet. Instead, the bullet fragments, makes it safer for close range training. It's not like the traditional bullets that are created to retain mass. Now, key part there is it eliminates the risk of ricocheting. Well, Andrew also told us that the bullet did ricochet. So what we have here.
She literally just like Googled that and then is presenting it to you like she's an expert about it. Like literally, she wikied it and now she's reading it on her show. She learned enough about it to pretend that she's an expert.
Well, they've talked about this. Tim Pool's talked about this regularly. No, she basically has a zero male audience. All her audience is women, is middle-aged women.
It's true crime women.
It's middle-aged women that drink wine and watch true crime docs. That's literally what this is, because at one of her shows is like a true crime doc. It's like, tune in next week to find out what really happened. And like, that's the thing. Her shows always end on a cliffhanger. Just like, whereas ours don't. Like, we never have ended a show that's like, tune in tomorrow, guys, to find out the real deal.
Every conclusion that we come to is, hey, Jesus is the way, the truth, and the light. Follow him and find your answers.
Yeah, it's very weird. It's literally, it's kind of how like media has turned away from television episodes or like cartoon episodes, like standalones.
Yeah.
Nowadays, everything has to be like, this episode leads into this episode.
Well, it's because we've turned into the anime, the shonen anime model.
Oh, correct. But but that's what I'm talking about. That's the issue. Is like, shows just can't be standalones. Like Star Trek: The Next Generation were all standalone. There was only like a couple where it's like, tune in next week because they couldn't fit it all.
Whenever they were fighting the Borg, it was a multi-episode thing. But yeah, for the most part, each episode was a standalone series. Something's happened.
But that's how our show is. Our show is, these are standalone. You could watch these by themselves, and you don't have to watch the next one to know what's going on in this one.
Yeah.
Whereas Candace Owens is, tune in next week, and I'll fill you in on more of the crazy stuff going on in the world.
Yeah.
But this basically sums up what I think about Candace Owens.
Yeah, exactly.
No, the other one. I'm sorry, not that one.
Yeah.
Being hated by idiots is the price you pay for not being one of them.
Very true. Very true.
Love that, man. I love that statement.
And then right here, I mean,
what
radicalized you? Again, Irina Zarutska, the death of Charlie Kirk, all these pro-immigrant people destroying our country. And I mean, I don't even know what this one is right here. What is this one right here?
That's the gay. That's not the gay. That's the church. That's that church that Don Lemon invaded.
Oh yeah.
Where all those people came in and were yelling, and kids started crying.
Yeah.
Because they're like, they don't know what's going on. Yeah,
and again, to Candace Owens, like to her directly, what radicalized us? You did, and you're radicalizing your audience. It's like you're selling a narrative. You're selling BS. You're selling crap. You are literally the definition of Tyler Perry's Diary of a Mad Black Woman. Like, seriously. Like, it's crazy. Like, She's just spouting nonsense. She literally is wikiing articles, being like, bullets can do this now. Did you know that?
And the sheer fact that we just exposed, or technically Phoenix Ammunition exposed it, but like I said, we talked about that too, we've talked about that since day one of the Charlie Kirk death incident, is Candace Owens and her husband feel slighted by Turning Point, by them just not handing over the reins of Turning Point to them. And as Phoenix Ammunition just exposed, is the Daily Mail is the one that dropped that article. Her husband is good friends with the people of the Daily Mail. So that shows you that it's a cabal of literally propaganda coming from the UK trying to just crap on Turning Point USA and other conservative news outlets now. And they're trying to take over. It's like, don't go to them. Come to us for your conservative news. That is what this is. They are a business couple trying to take over the world. They are the new business moguls trying to take over the right wing, or what do you want to call them? The independent news media scheme. That is all they are.
Yeah, they're trying to become the next media moguls. They are creating their own little empire.
Oh, 100%.
And she's spouting it to an army. She is literally the View. Yes. She's the View.
She's the View. She's the one-man View show.
She is the Diary of a Mad Black Woman View. Like she's Whoopi Goldberg, just slightly younger and more attractive. That's it.
That's it.
She is the more attractive Whoopi Goldberg. Because all of her opinions are just retarded, lowbrow slop.
Yeah. I mean, go back and watch our breakdown of Candace Owens. Like, we have a full hour-long deep dive breakdown into the history of Candace Owens and why she is the way she is. And it makes complete and total sense. But, I mean, that's pretty much like all we have. We just wanted to talk about this because everything that the media is talking about is lies. Everything that the left-wing, mainstream media bring up are lies and clickbait.
And again, maybe it's not a lie, but it's an omission of the truth, or they're honing in on a very specific part of what is true, but presenting it in an untrue way.
Exactly. Which, I mean, but that's pretty much, again, that's still lying to you.
Yes, again, a lie of omission is still a lie.
Exactly. But, I mean, that's pretty much all we have for you today. We just wanted to talk about that because, I mean, that was one of the big things that blew up. I mean, everything that's going on with Iran, all the other stuff that's going on, like the voter stuff that's being exposed, the Nick Shirley stuff that's being exposed. I mean, it is insane. Like, there's never, like, a dull moment. There's never, like, just a dull moment in America anymore. I swear to God.
Yeah.
But that's what we wanted to get on today and talk about the whole Charlie Kirk, bullet. The bullet doesn't match. Like, well, yeah, because the bullet fragment was so messed up that you couldn't tell anyway. There's nothing that we could have done.
Yes, Candace Owens is our black man, black ma'am and Robin.
Black ma'am and Robin. I like that.
But yeah, I mean, she's Batman from the Dark Knight. She's going in and getting the fingerprints off of the bullet. Like, it turned to powder, but I was able to reassemble the powder to get the fingerprint. And if the finger does not fit, you must acquit. Like, my God, dude, this is so stupid. So stupid. But I think that's about all I've got for you today.
This was the Twins with Owasso Live. This was the Morning Loop. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you too can stay in the loop, and leave your comment down below. Let us know what you think. I mean, is Candace Owens right? Is she wrong? Is she dead wrong? Send us some of your memes. Let us know show ideas that you want us to do in the comments below. But that's pretty much all we've got for you today. So God bless you, everybody, and we'll catch you on the next one.
See you later, everyone.
Ours is a new love, but it burns very brightly. And it gets hot and sweaty and stanky. There's some stank on that love. Let's put it this way. I'd be busting nuts like a squirrel.
What are you doing?
I'm addressing the white elephant in the room. I'm breaking down the barriers of race by assimilation. And that's all I'm doing.
You're coming off like a jerk.
I think it's going well. I'm just a guy from Terre Haute, Indiana, with a big old dick and a fat wallet and a spleef the size of a baby arm, just looking for someone who wants to smoke it. Let's get some smoke going in this place, right?
Linda?
You know what I'm coming at you with, you big black mother of Linda. Mix it up in a pot. In the back, cooking up chitlins. Big old titties. Big old titties.
Excuse me?
That's my mama, man. Hey, ours is a new love, but it burns very brightly.